Hey everybody, it's Kai, and I'm back. If you don't know me and you're new here, my name is Kai, and I am a licensed falconer, general falconer. This is Fabio, by the way. That's his sock. There he goes. And he likes the fridge. But yes, I am Kai. I'm a licensed falconer in Washington. That is my state. Anything that is filmed here only applies to the state of Washington because other states have different rules, and that is a disclaimer. So anything rule related that I might talk about only applies to my part of the state and my area. I'm a general falconer, and this is Fabio. He's a Harris hawk. Nice to meet ya. And I'm answering a couple of things I keep seeing. I keep seeing people being like, oh, are you worried about him pooping everywhere? No. No, I'm not. This is linoleum. It cleans up. You just use water, a little bit of soap. Comes right off. And up there is also like a plastic. So it comes right off of that too. And pretty much everything in this room is bird safe. That is on currently, but he cannot get up there. He does not reach over there. It's fine. He stays out of that side of the room for the most part. Yeah. This doesn't worry me because it's not a problem. He knows he can't even fit up there, so doesn't worry me. Nothing in here worries me. He knows what windows are. Doesn't worry me. He perches on my sink here, right here. He'll perch right in front of the window because he knows there's a window there. He does not fly into windows. He is not that silly. Yeah, so he's pretty smart. And Fabio is under a year old, if you're wondering anything about him. He was hatched 2023 in April, I think the 21st of April. That's his birthday, 2023. So he is under a year old still. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. Rawr, vicious. Look at that vicious man. Rawr. Look at how vicious he is. Wow. Look at how vicious. Wow. Utterly vicious. Look at that damage. Absolute. Yeah, nothing. Hi. Rawr. And each of his talons, so this one, that's his sock, is about 1 inch long. Hey, hey. That's enough. You gonna pick at your sock? Not me, the sock. The sock. The sock. He knows I'm not food, he's just playing. Again, he's just a baby, so he does interesting things still. And Harris hawks are very silly, so they kind of do interesting things throughout their life. And you can tell he's got all this streaking on his chest here. And look at those little pant stripes, the little pantaloons. Hey, I know, you're so excited to meet everyone. You can get your sock. Yep, so he's got all the characteristics of just a little baby Harris hawk. And I have people being like, your tail quality is poor. Yes, when I got him, his tail was... all the ends were broken off except for 4 of them, and one of the 4, was like already kind of crinked, so he ended up breaking that one off, so now he's just got like 3 intact tail feathers. The rest are broken off about probably like that far up, but he came to me like that, so this has been here. This has always been a problem. And he tends to mash his tail into the ground when he eats, so that's just him. Which we've been working on. I'm making him a little tail tail protector out of like cardboard, so I can like stick that on him hopefully here pretty soon to correct the problem. But yeah, the tail quality, that was already there when I got him. I picked him up when he was older. I don't know what happened. It just did. He has one brother who lives in Olympia. We'll go with that. And he's very similar to Fabio. He's kind of quirky. We'll go with that. And what was the other thing I kept seeing? Oh, it was something on filming. I don't remember what it was. I wish I could remember. Oh, I had a couple of questions enter my email about why I don't have other people out with me. That's because I can't find anyone. I can't find a single person. You know, I've had him since June? July? August? I don't know. I forget when I picked him up. It was in the summer. And I've asked people to like meet up, but it hasn't happened. And then the last time I was supposed to go meet up, like it just didn't work out because I ended up, like I was trying to make plans with them to go meet up, and then I didn't hear back for a long time, so I just made other plans, and then they told me later in the day. So it just, you know, miscommunication happened, and I made other plans because I thought it wasn't happening, which is fine. And that was like a week ago, so my bad. But I haven't been able to find anyone to come out with me since, and nobody in my area wants to come out and just walk along or like hang out or anything, because there's nobody in my age range anywhere in my area. We'll go with that. Anywhere at all. I live in the boonies, man. The average age of the people, the majority are 50 plus in my region, so at least in this part of this area. So yeah, we haven't gone out with other people because nobody wants to, or like I can't find anyone in a reasonable distance because I'm not gonna drive 2 hours south. Like, no, not every day. That's a waste. And that'd be a 4-hour round trip, and I'm already tired by the time it's like right now. What time is it? I don't even know. It's 11, and I'm already ready to go back to bed, so I'm not gonna drive a 4-hour round trip. No, not regularly. That is too tiring already. But he's quite happy to fly around in the woods, so we do that. And recently he chased a chuckar for me, and he chased that sucker far. We were over in the woods nearby chasing birds, and we found a chuckar. So we went into the woods and we followed, and I saw this chuckar. Sorry, I'm sick. Threw him at it. He chased. He like was bouncing off trees. He chased like an accipiter, which is kind of crazy. Because he's not an accipiter. He's just nutty. He's a nutty little hawk. Just a little baby. Oh, there he's preening. Caught on camera. Bird preening caught on camera. Look at that. Distinguished gentleman. Right, so he chases this chuckar, and he goes off like running like into the bushes and flying, and he's hot on this thing. So there's like bunches of feathers that I'm following at this point because they disappeared. This chuckar had taken off in flight, and he was zipping after it, like he bolted after that thing. So I'm just following these tufts of feathers, and then they kind of disappear, so I'm like, okay. I just kind of keep tracking and listening and kind of following. I'll see a feather here and there, so I just keep tracking. I'm like, okay. And I end up going up this hill into the mountain nearby. And I keep walking. I'm sure I was on property that wasn't mine. I'm sure that was the case. I'm just trying to find the hawk at this point. And about half a mile into the walk up this hill, this steep mountain hill thing. I don't know. It's a wooded tree hill. And over the edge of the hill, if you go over this hill, you're in the national forest. So I'm like, okay, let's just get the bird back. I reach a certain point by half mile, and then I see something in the trees moving. And I'm like, ooh. So I kind of hang out and I call out Fabio, and I see him moving towards me, and I figure out that he was heading back in my direction, looking for me, because I think he missed the Chuckar. So I found him about half mile up into the woods. He made his way back towards the way he came, so my direction. So I whistled. He came down. I gave him a nice big chunk of quail, tied him down, or I didn't even tie him down at that point. I started hiking back down the hill with him. And a couple of times he left the glove and he would just jump from tree to tree through the woods, just kind of following me back. Eventually I got to a point where I called him and then I tied him to the glove and then we walked home. And he got his big treat, his chunk of meat for chasing a Chuckar. He did very good, but he did not catch the Chuckar. Very proud of him for coming back, though. He's quite a smart bird. The woods in our area are dense-ish. Like, you can kind of see, you can see through them for a little ways, but, you know, it's a forested area, so it's not the easiest to navigate, especially with all the hills. But he came back. The only other hawk that lives in these woods in the general area would be the northern goshawk. We have a bunch of those, but I haven't seen one for quite some time. I see them usually in the spring, and then never else. Almost never. So I've seen a couple goshawks. I saw one red-tailed hawk. It was a juvenile that was moving through lately. Haven't seen that one in a couple days, though. We usually don't get broadwing hawks up here because it's just so wooded. There's no point for them to even be up here. So we have a couple goshawks. That's the only thing that's bigger than him. We have a lot of eagles, but they stay near the river, which is a little distance away, so we're okay where we're at. I mean, I'll see them way, way up doing circling. And if I see them, obviously he stays close, because I don't trust eagles. Nope. They're giant vultures. You heard it from me here, folks. They're giant, stinky vultures. Glorified vultures. That's all I have to say. Rawr. But haven't had any problems. He's been swooped a couple times by like a Cooper's hawk, but they're smaller than him by a bit, so it's not a worry. At least nothing that I would worry about eating him. I'd worry about the red tails because they would be more apt to try to eat him. Or the eagles, but I haven't. If I see them, he stays on the glove or he stays tied until they move off and then we fly. So it's just crisis averting management sort of a thing. But generally I didn't worry about it when flying him in the woods and hunting with Chuckar, and it wasn't a problem. So he came back. Although I'm not really worried about him taking off on me because he never has. And hasn't shown any like interest in just leaving. Even if there's a dog that he's screaming at, he'll just go sit in like a tree and like scream at it, but stare at me. And like if I walk off, he'll follow me. Or if there's a deer, he'll scream at it, but he'll kind of follow me still. And you know, but he likes to stare at things like that. So he still screams at deer. That's yeah. He'd be a good bird for hunting with. Like if you're deer hunting, you just sit him in a tree. couple hundred yards off, 150, and he'll alert you when the deer start coming in because he'll just scream at them. And the funny thing is the deer don't even look twice because it's just a bird. It's not a human, so they're like, why is this bird screaming at me? We get a couple does that come in the yard that he just, he is loud. He screams at them. Yeah, he doesn't really scream at people. He sees people walking all the time. Doesn't scream at them. It's just dogs, cats, and deer that he screams at. He won't come down if there's dogs, cats, or deer in his vicinity. Which is good. It's better than him trying to eat dogs, cats, and deer, because we don't want that. And he's alerted when I didn't see anything around. So he's alerted when I've walked in the woods before. And he kept alerting, looking a certain direction, but I never saw anything. And it was for quite a distance. He kept following me, and they kept looking and screaming in the same direction. So I'm thinking there was something there following us that I didn't see, but he saw. So, and I know we have cougars in the area. We have bobcats. We have coyotes. We have everything in the area. So, I don't know. That was kind of an eerie experience that I was walking through, and he started screaming at something that I did not see. I don't know what it was still, but it followed us for a long time. It stayed parallel to where we were walking. Very, very eerie and kind of creepy. So I made my way out of the area when that started happening. Hasn't happened since, but it was really creepy. I will say that. It was super creepy and eerie feeling because I knew something was there, but I didn't see it because it was too dense. And he was far enough away to where he could see it from where he was at, but I couldn't. Most of the time that he screamed, it's been deer, but this time it was not a deer. So we got cougars, bobcats, and bear, and coyote. And there's been sightings of wolves in the area. Very few, but there's only 2, I think, ish. Most of those sightings go unreported, so I know they're around, but they really don't pose any threat to people, which is good. It's just the cougars, really, that are a concern, because they do come in town. One ate somebody's guardian dog 2 months ago or something. So, that's me. That's Fabio. This is going to be a long one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Say bye to Fabio. And we will see you again next time, and Happy New Year.